right, y'all, welcome back. So I have started a new job, guys. So this will be day 2 of being a clinical research coordinator. Today I do have to go get my badge, so y'all see me walk to the badge place. And yeah, so I'll just show y'all the ins and outs of day 2 as being a clinical research coordinator. So y'all know I'm still in the onboarding process. So yeah, we just gonna see how a first week looks as a clinical research coordinator. Stay tuned. So we about to get on the bus. It's parking lot, fleet parking lot, guys. Alright, y'all, so I got my badge. Can't see. Anyway, this is day 2. I'm just doing some computer work. So basically, I'm a clinical research coordinator at the Cancer Center. So I just got a list of things I got to complete for week 1. It's just some learning modules, you know, typical onboarding. So this is my office setup. A bit look cute. So I'm gonna show y'all like the cafeteria during lunch. But like I said, basically I'm at the desk all week, and so I'm just doing computer work. So just watch me do that. I don't know. Just gonna get some stuff done.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion are core values here at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. We are committed to providing an environment in which every student and employee is free to thrive on an academic, professional, and personal level within a community that's based on respect and civility.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion have been touchstones far back as our beginning. As faculty and staff, it's important for us all to understand and respect what began and why it remains strong today. It was back in 1888 when a group of Birmingham women opened the city's first charity hospital, providing treatment for people in need, regardless of race or economic condition. The historic Hillman Hospital answered a much-needed call for health care, and it set our path forward towards inclusion for all. Today, Hillman remains at the heart of our history and serves as a reminder of you.
During national and local struggles for equality in the 1960s, he again stood out as a leader by integrating the campus and becoming the first Alabama medical center to make healthcare equally available to all. Today is a multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-generational campus community where all are welcome, regardless of race, religious affiliation, gender identity, gender orientation, or ethnicity. Our faculty and staff, recognizing diverse beliefs and values as vital to our culture, have shared commitments to empower students to form faith-based, international, and gay, lesbian, transgender organizations, along with social outreach services. The goal of this awareness module is to familiarize you with basic concepts of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and to provide information that will help you be part of a welcoming and inclusive environment. Other information about institutional equity, such as equal employment opportunity and non-discrimination policies, Title IX, and the Americans with Disabilities Act, are provided in additional learning units in the learning management system and are also linked on the website. There you will find vital information about both expectations and whom to contact for various questions. And of course, everyone in the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion are always available to answer your questions. The The contact information is available on your screen. So what do we mean by diversity? What does inclusion look like in action? And how do we define equity? One of the important steps that we took in U.S. society to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion was based on our desire to promote equity. Equity is defined as the state, quality, or ideal of being just, impartial, and fair. Equity is not the same as equality, which is trying to promote fairness by making sure everyone gets the same things. Equality only works if everyone starts from the same place. Equity strives to identify barriers so as to provide access and opportunity for everyone. Equity involves understanding what people need. Advancing systemic equity means removing the barriers. Federal laws governing equal opportunity make it illegal to discriminate in the workplace because of a person's race, color, gender, and other categories. This is an example of removing barriers. While diversity can mean different things to different people, at its most basic, diversity can be defined as the presence of difference. When we first meet primary dimensions of diversity, these are the characteristics that we often assume about people. For instance, we may think we know someone's race and gender from looking at them, but that is not always the case, because not all dimensions of diversity are visible. The outside of the circle includes secondary dimensions of diversity that may be invisible or implied, such as education, political beliefs, or religion. Our life experiences create a part of our identities by connecting us to people with whom we share similar backgrounds. These may be things like where we went to school, our economic class, military experience, or even our hobbies. Even how we approach problems, think about things, and make decisions are additional aspects of our diversity. Part of our identity and our diversity comes from our culture. By culture, we mean more than nationality or where you come from. We mean those beliefs, traditions, and values that both guide our own behavior and how we interpret the behavior of others. Our culture is belonging to our group. But culture as humans, we all make automatic, unconscious judgments about a person based on what is visible about them. And then as soon as we have some interactions, we make more assumptions about them based on characteristics like their language, their customs, or communication differences. This is what's known as unconscious bias.
It always makes me cringe when someone says to me, "You're gay? Have you ever been with a woman? How do you know you don't like it?" I was explaining event planning to a group and said they should be prepared to negotiate everything, even hotel service, bar, and room rates. A woman raised her hand and asked me if she could really Jew them down. I'm Jewish. I've never heard this used in conversation. I was stunned.
Every time I mention to people that I'm in school, they ask me if I attend a community college, even the black people. I'm a graduate student attending a research university.
I was the only black woman in a room full of white men, and one of them turned to me and said, "Hey, thanks for adding some color to the room."
A coworker mentioned that his pregnant wife was on reduced rotation at the hospital for the next month. I said it must be hard to be a nurse when you're pregnant. Well, she's a doctor.
Students still call me Mrs. instead of Doctor. I've been teaching for 25 years and it still happens. Plus, every year since I started teaching, someone comments on my looks in my course evaluations.
I'm a male nurse and I constantly get the question, "Why are you a nurse? Did you fail medical school?"
I was speaking with a white coworker when midway through the conversation, she smiled and said, "You speak so clearly. Have you had diction lessons?"
A white coworker said to me, "So are you the only person in your family to go to college?" I told him,
Cycle of noticing and challenging your own assumptions, understanding and questioning your personal and cultural behaviors, engaging and building trust with people different from you, and then initiating actions based on your learning. The first step is always understanding and being aware of your own culture and biases. The second step is understanding and being aware of how you affect others. The third step involves making efforts to learn about other cultures. And then finally, taking action to monitor and adjust your personal and cultural biases. Now you are ready to discover and increase your awareness in new areas by again examining your assumptions. In the context of
All right, I'll be back with my lunch. I'm eating pizza rolls. It's so cold. It's so cold in here. Every time. Do I be chewing super hard? Got my lip again. I do this like 4 times a day. I don't eat that much a day. So that means in one sitting I be by my lip 4 times. Always. Let me tell you something. If you ain't hear from me or anybody else, just know. Hold on. Just know. Do what's best for you. When you get in a job like this, negotiate your salary. Burp. I like my job. It's day number 2, but still. Who? I know how to talk. You ain't raised me, baby. That's hot. So, I'm gonna enjoy my lunch. We're gonna pick back up because I just completed my first certificate as a research coordinator. I'm eating my lunch.